It was early on the morning of October the 12th when we departed the Itchen River in Southampton. We were bound for Hamburg with our first stop at Dover. Hovercraft run between the Isle of Wight and the town of Portsmouth with its distinctive spinnaker tower. The Palmerston forts guarding the Solent were built in 1859 in response to a perceived threat of invasion by the French. The channel was in a rare, benign mood as we passed the line of cliffs known as the Seven Sisters and on to the famous landmark of Beachy Head. The name is actually a corruption of the French Beauchef, meaning beautiful headland. For many years this has been a notorious suicide spot. The lighthouse dates from 1902. We reached Dover at sunset and received a green light to enter the harbour. The first streaks of dawn were painting the sky as we got underway the following morning. The first ferry from France appeared out of the gloom.
Dover, Wight, Portland, Plymouth. Variable, becoming mainly easterly or northeasterly, 3 or 4. Slight or moderate, fair, good.
Nothing good about that.
The English Channel is a virtual freeway of shipping which has to follow east-west separation zones. Vessels crossing the channel must do so at right angles. Here venture is shown in red, with other traffic as triangles with red arrows denoting their course and speed. The dotted circles mark wreck sites. We were intercepted by a French customs launch and asked to slow down and answer a number of questions on the radio before being allowed to continue on our way. We passed numerous ships at anchor near the coast. We spent the next night at Scheveningen in Holland. We arrived after dark and tied up alongside a fishing boat, which fortunately was not leaving in the middle of the night. It remained calm the following morning, but the mackerel sky proved to be an accurate indication of what was to come. We again passed through a fleet of anchored ships, here represented on the radar by a group of triangles. The cluster of red blobs are an offshore wind farm situated some 15 miles off the Dutch coast. There are modern windmills everywhere in Europe, and I counted 60 in just this cluster. We were then hailed by a Dutch Coast Guard boat, which launched a rib, which sped over the waves and came alongside to board us. They looked very businesslike, and we were wondering what we had done to deserve their attention. The previous evening we had used an inshore route intended for small craft, for which we qualified, being less than 20 meters. It turned out that our AIS transmitter had been wrongly programmed, and it was broadcasting our length at 25 meters. Our official papers confirmed our correct length to the boarding party, who then checked the vessel and went on their way with a friendly wave. The wind rose to 30 knots during the night, and it was coming directly at us, which made for a very uncomfortable ride, with short, steep seas breaking every few seconds.
Good morning, from Rotterdam to Hamburg, calculation point.
Because of the previous misunderstanding, we were out in the offshore separation zone, and we encountered convoys of big ships throughout the night. We worked double watches with 3 hours on and 3 hours off. It was a great relief to enter the protection of the Elbe estuary. The wind was still strong, but the waves had diminished. Flocks of gulls wheeled in our wake, and we encountered all kinds of craft on this busy waterway. As we approached Hamburg 60 miles upriver, the low-lying banks gave rise to wooded slopes and attractive houses. The tide was in our favor and we made good time. Finally, the city with all its commercial docks hove into sight. We had arrived at our destination, the vibrant city of Hamburg.